Now we will discuss the tort of malicious prosecution. What is malicious prosecution? Malicious prosecution means filing a false criminal case without reasonable cause and with intent to harm someone. This tort requires the element of bad malice, bad intention. Eventually, the tort prevent people from deliberating harassing other by setting the law in motion. Malicious prosecution consists in instituting unsuccessful criminal proceeding maliciously and without reasonable and probable cause, where such prosecution causes actual damage to the party prosecuted. It is a tort for which he can bring action. If a person files a criminal complaint against a person whom he knows to be innocent and then allow the criminal proceeding to take place or to continue without informing the state of other person innocence, the tort of malicious prosecution is committed. The foundation of this action lies in abuse of the process of the court by wrongfully setting the law in motion, and it is designed to discourage the perversion of the machinery of justice for an improper purchase. In an action for malicious prosecution, the following essential have got to be proved by the plaintiff, meaning by certain things has to be proved by the plaintiff for filing a suit for malicious prosecution against the defendant. First, there must be a prosecution, and such prosecution must be by the defendant. Means the defendant must start prosecution of the plaintiff. He must be actively involved in the prosecution of the plaintiff. Second, such prosecution must be without reasonable and probable cause. Third, such prosecution must be with malice, bad intention, guilty intention to take revenge from the plaintiff or with any other bad motive. Fourth, the proceedings or the plaintiff must be acquitted in such prosecution, meaning thereby the proceedings must terminate in favor of the plaintiff. He should be acquitted by the court of all the charges. Right? These essential has to be proved for filing a suit for malicious prosecution. So what is, we will discuss it one by one. What is prosecution? There must be prosecution, malicious prosecution by the defendant of the plaintiff. What is prosecution? Prosecution basically criminal proceeding in the court of law, where evidence, proofs is given or taken by the judges and presented by the lawyers to prove the innocence of the plaintiff or to prove the guilt of the plaintiff by the defendant. Suppose if theft is committed in the house of A and A is the enemy of B. In order to take revenge, A files a complaint and says that I suspect B has committed theft in my house. Police come and arrest the B, start investigation and allow him to go home after some inquiry. Later on, plaintiff, the B, want to sue A for malicious prosecution. Can he sue? No, he cannot sue because there is no prosecution at all. Police proceeding cannot be considered as court proceedings, criminal proceedings or criminal prosecution. He cannot file a suit for malicious prosecution against A. So there must be prosecution, completely prosecuted. The plaintiff should be prosecuted by the defendant for some charge. And it should be without any reasonable and probable cause, with malice, right? And the proceeding must terminate in favor of the plaintiff. That is the thing we require for the tort of malicious prosecution. Now we can take more example to prove all these essential of the malicious prosecution. Suppose A and B are both very good friends, but they become enemy in course of time and they hated each other. Their rivalry reached new heights. One day theft is committed in the A's house and he filed a complaint against B for the same. Police came, arrest B, took him to the police station and produced him before the magistrate. Evidence were given and taken, and in the course of time judges hold guilty. Judges convict B for the theft. After serving sentence, now he want to sue defendant of malicious prosecution. Can he sue? No, he cannot sue defendant for malicious prosecution because he has not been acquitted by the court. He has been convicted, punished by the court. So the prosecution by the defendant means is justified. So he cannot sue defendant for malicious prosecution.